What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another just one more game video. This is like 2 and 3 days. So this is pretty cool. I like doing these kind of style of videos. But Nintendo dropped a pretty cool direct this morning. I happened to watch, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes of it or so before I had to go back to work. But yeah, they dropped the two new expansion details, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. So this is pretty interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first expansions that have been released for Pokemon, at least in the main line game. So that's pretty cool. So, the two editions coming out, and then obviously the following year, the third edition that kind of brings them together. With a couple extra new Pokemon, new legendary, all that good stuff. You guys already know all that. What's interesting though with these expansions and the way that Pokemon Sword and Shield have been kind of, I don't know, in kind of the negative news space, it seems like, is not having, the big national decks, only having so many Pokemon. I'm curious as to what you guys think, if this is some sort of way for them to sell you the Pokemon, because there's 200 Pokemon being added to it. I know there's supposed to be a couple of new Pokemon with those two new legendaries, the two exclusives for each, or the one exclusive legendary for each expansion. So that's pretty cool. But to be honest with you, I adore Pokemon. I've played since Red and Blue. It's always got a special place in my heart. It's my first video game I've ever played. That being said, I've kind of fallen off Pokemon in the last few years with the last couple of editions. I still have gotten them all and enjoyed them, but I didn't play them as much as I used to. And Sword and Shield, it's kind of the same way. I got to the fifth gym and kind of just fell off. I still play every couple of days and knock out a gym or play for an hour or so, but it hasn't quite helped me the way it used to. And I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's just because I expect more, more from this being like the first console game, or whether or not it is there's no voice acting, all that good stuff. Anyways, I'm super curious of what everyone thinks about how they're adding these 200 plus Pokemon. If it's a, kind of like a money grab, if you will. So I'm super interested. I am very pleased to see these expansions coming because, like I said, it's not been done before with mainline games, and I don't believe any sort of Pokemon game other than mobile and stuff like that. I'm just kind of curious to see how this is going to be regarded. I was reading a couple comments on IGN, and people were like, "Oh, money grab, cash grab, all that good stuff." So I'm just curious to see how this goes. It looks cool. It's $30 for two expansions. Who knows how much gameplay we'll get. The stuff looked cool. They said that it's the wild area style of gameplay where you're kind of running around this big world. So it looks super cool. I'm just very curious. One thing I did like about it though is they add the Galarian Slowpoke, which is super cool. I wish more games did that when they drop DLC, that kind of threw in some stuff in the game to kind of get you hyped up for it. So I did do that, and it was pretty cool to to see the character. I can't remember her name, but see the character from Shield, from the Isle of Armor there, and then the Slowpoke kind of walks in off the train. So that was a cool moment, catching that. But yeah, I wish more games did that kind of style of stuff where it kind of gets you hyped up for stuff to come. It makes a lot of sense. But and then they also announced Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the Rescue Team, the remakes of the original Red and Blue. I don't think I ever quite played this. I got this and the Pokemon Ranger games confused. Pokemon Ranger is when, like, the way you caught Pokemon was you drew a circle on the DS. Caught the Pokemon. It was a super unique way of super unique game. I kind of wish they would have remade that instead of Mystery Dungeon. But anyways, it looked cool. The graphics looked beautiful. The way they redid the animations and stuff looked really, really nice. But when I looked at it on the store and it was $60, I don't know. It's kind of like with Zelda Link's Awakening, I mean, it's a Zelda game. I bought it immediately. But after I started playing it and beat it and stuff, I was like, maybe they could have sold that for 30 or 40. Maybe not necessarily a full price game. But it is Nintendo, and you do get that Nintendo tax. So I understand that kind of thing. But yeah, it was just a little pricey for what it is. I did download the demo, so I do want to try that out and just see how it is. Because I do not really remember that game at all. Even the trailer kind of sparked a little bit of my memory, but like I said, I didn't really play much of it, any of those games back then. But yeah, I'm just curious to see how you guys, for people who really love Pokemon and were upset about, not having the national dex, in the game to begin with, from my point of view, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. We're getting, a new piece of land, these islands and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But I can definitely see someone who was very upset about not having the national dex to all of a sudden, oh, they're adding 200 new Pokemon to this thing, but you gotta pay $30 to get it. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this, this goes down, and as whenever I think they said May was when the first one rolls out, and then I think November or in fall the second DLC rolls out. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this fares in the long run. With Pokemon fans that are a little bit more hardcore than myself. It's cool. It's definitely unprecedented with Pokemon and doing the DLC and stuff. That they usually just do like the mystery boxes, or I think that's what they're called. Yeah, the mystery stuff. That's usually what they stick to. So this is cool. I'm excited for it. I'll probably check it out. After I do finish Pokemon. And yeah, just let me know how you guys perceived the trailer. Alright guys, I will see you guys in the next video.